Alright everybody, welcome back. So, today we will try to clean up this Shiva that we colored, well, we chose a color scheme for yesterday. I'm sorry for being a little late. I had some technical issues. My USB, one of the USB ports on my computer stopped working, and it was the one where the microphone was connected. So I was like trying to figure out like, why is my microphone not working? That's why. So, now it's clear. Thank you very much, Mr. Industrial Media Chase, and hello to you. Thanks for the 11 months sub. Wow, I should have like little icons for not this kind of icon, but actual icons. So, welcome. By the way, I was experimenting today with a few different methods. I'm gonna use the usual for Shiva, but I figured out it could be interesting to try to paint the lights in instead of painting the darks. It might actually, I might be able to retain more saturation if I do that. So, at some point I will try. Not for this. For this one, I'll use the same method as I usually use. Let me see. I'm gonna have to fix that hand, and I don't know. I can probably just ink this thing. I'm not sure I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna try a few variations for the eyes, but I might just go ahead and ink it. I might just do that. So let me remove the color real quick and just edit this. Yes, sure. Let me start Discord though, I'm not in. I don't know why I always have issues with computers and their back USB ports. It happens with this. It happened with the same like area of the USB connectors for the other keyboard that I have, so it's kind of annoying. And in the Japanese computer as well. So, live stream boys. There you go. I'm in. I am in. Okies. I was kind of thinking of maybe editing this so the shoulder is here, obviously. We have the color. Right. So, might just change that so that the breast is more visible, technically. Yeah. Why not? Let's make the breast more visible. Let's make people happy about that. I cannot hear you, Chase, if you're saying anything. You're
Well, I'm not saying anything
okay.
right now. I was testing my settings.
Okay. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty okay. Not really looking forward to the dentist tomorrow, but I guess I have to get it out of the way.
I can imagine. I'm never looking forward to the dentist. But hey, at least it's gonna be gone after that. You don't have. Are you extracting the other 2 teeth?
No, I already had all the teeth I needed extracted done.
Oh.
I think they're just gonna do some fillings tomorrow.
Okay.
But that's still expensive.
Yeah. I imagine that. Just thinking of modifying the arm a little bit. Like bringing the arm up ever so slightly. Or with my mannequin. Where was my mannequin? Or, oh man, I think they're gonna change it. They're gonna change the word from mannequin to humankin.
Humankin?
At some point, yeah. Because mannequin
that just means you're a member of the human race. I'm a humankin.
But mannequin is too, I don't know, racist, I guess.
We mannequin and womankin.
Right, a womankin. A womankin sounds better. No, I'm gonna do the hand first.
I guess that makes sense. Aren't like most mannequins women? At least from what I can see.
Yes, I guess. In every possible sense. So.
Well, you're basing that off of Japan.
A little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, so I'm using a little bit of a photo reference for this other hand. Since my hands are soft. No,
I thought about doing a mannequin monster for the game, but I don't know if I want to go through with it.
Because it's
I did the well, I mean, I like the idea, and that is like a common enemy. Like there's one in Dragon Quest, the mud mannequin thing, and then I just beat the mannequin boss in FF4 recently. What's the name of that? It's escaping me right now.
Oh, it's a classic monster anyway, so yeah.
Like the, all the dolls that combine together to make the big doll. I'm trying to remember the name.
Oh, don't ask me names. I'm the wrong person to ask names to.
Calcabrina, that's it. It's Calca and Brina.
Oh, I would never remember that. Yeah,
well, that's a reference to the Divine Comedy. It's one of the Malabranch demons.
Is it really?
Calcabrina.
Oh, there are several actually. I think other monster names in Final Fantasy are from.
Well, yeah, but the Four Fiends and FF4 are all named after that. Scarmeleon, Barbaricia.
Yeah.
Or however you say them in Italian.
No, they're pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty similar.
Agnazo.
Yes. Kind of.
And then, God, the fourth one, Rubicant. That's it, Rubicant.
Yeah, Japanese have something for Italian names.
Well, they kept when it was translated in English, they kept some of them and changed others because
Wait, you cut off second.
huh?
Okay, no, go ahead. No, there was a little compression in the audio, sorry.
No. Yeah, I was just saying that like Barbariccia was called Valvalis originally in the English version. And Scarmi Leone was just called Milone, like Milon. I guess technically that's like a shortened version of the name, but it's still weird. I don't know where they got Valvalis from Barbariccia.
Whatever. Yeah, translations sometimes do that. It's a little weird. I think they did. I was thinking about something the other day. There is a specific name they actually made very strange, and it's actually wrong. Oh man, I don't remember which one it is, because the Japanese is clearly something different. I don't remember. Damn. Okay, never mind. Come on, hand.
I mean, it's kind of cool that they made the literary references, but I also feel like when you make literary references, there should be some sort of connection to what you're doing, right? So, like they named the Four Fiends after members of the Malabranch from the Divine Comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the question is why, other than they thought the name sounded cool.
Well, it's Japan. What do you pretend?
But that's kind of the point I'm getting at. They like to use references, but they don't. I don't think they really understand the references.
Oh, they never do. Well, they never do. It's like when they have these T-shirts with English words and they don't know what they mean. It's pretty common, actually. So
that's something that was like really bad in Final Fantasy VI for some reason. Like just some of the names of the enemies are bizarre. Like one of like the mammoth enemy that you fight near the beginning of the game is called the Gorgias, and it's like it's referencing Plato's Gorgias, but why? Did they think Gorgias just sounded monstrous and they didn't understand what Gorgias was a person? He was a nihilist. Why are you naming this?
Isn't it one of the two? By the way, isn't it one of the two? Maybe I remember wrong. Isn't it one of the two pieces where he mentions Atlantis? Isn't it that one of the two, or am I confusing with something else?
No,
that's Critias. I think. No,
it might be Critias. Yeah.
Critias. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I was talking about this with a friend of mine some time ago. More often than not, in Japanese games, you see all these references that really mean nothing because they don't know where they come from. They just add them because they sound cool. That's all.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Well, that one just always stood out to me. Like, why did you name a mammoth creature after a Greek sophist? It has no connection whatsoever. I'm fine with making connections if like there's a thematic reason. Like I do that in my game with a lot of William Blake's work. I reference the Four Zoas and things like that.
Right.
But the reason why I make those references is that the things I'm drawing off of have like connecting themes. Like there are similar themes in his works that I'm working with in mine, and so that's the reason why I make those references. Mm-hmm. They just name things, and then there's no real reason other than they thought it sounded cool.
Pretty much,
as far as I can tell. Yeah,
that is a reason. That is a reason, and it's unfortunate. In fact, I found much more depth in Western games because usually when there is a reference, not always, but you take something like God of War, it's you can tell there is a lot of work behind it. And then you have Elden Ring, which is it's just a bunch of references thrown together because they look cool, but there is no underlying actual reference to the original material. I think I've been told, I didn't play it, but I think I've been told there's a Colosseum at some point or something that looks like that. But there are lots of things that they look cool, but they absolutely don't reference the original in terms of the depth of the meaning that it could have. And that kind of sucks. I feel like as Westerners, we tend to assign more meaning to Japanese games than the meaning they actually are supposed to have. So if you talk to Japanese people,
I think that's true, because in the West we kind of have this. It's just a general attitude that we have naturally, where we're a very analytical people, just Western people in general, and we want to break things down and understand the meaning behind them.
Yeah.
And I think that often falls apart when you're examining like Asian content, because they don't have that same perspective on storytelling, for instance, that we do. And so we try to look for the deeper meanings of things. And when we do that, we often find nonsense. It's like, when you watch Evangelion, it's like, what do the Christian metaphors and references in Evangelion really mean? And if you like think about it analytically, there isn't much thought to it. They just like the way things look.
Well, they're cool, but that's it.
Yeah, but that only goes so far. That's like very surface level.
Yeah. It's catchy. It might fool you, especially if you're very young. It kind of fooled me when I was 16. Like, oh, Evangelion is so cool. Then I actually, it has the merit at least to kind of ignite a little bit of curiosity. So you actually go, if you are curious, you go and actually find the reference and maybe study it like I did. But other than that, not much. It's kind of weird. But it strikes you, especially for their tales, like the classic tales, like Momotaro. I don't know if you're familiar with that. I probably mentioned it already. Because I went seeing a play, let's call it play, where my son was doing, and so there's like this tale and Momotaro, and then for no apparent reason, at some point he decides that there are some demons on an island and he wants to go vanquish them. It's like, okay, why? What are they doing? For example, why are you vanquishing them? How are they demons? Why are they demons? What's the problem with this? There is no such thing. It's not because it's a kid's reenactment of that. I went looking for the actual tale, and like there is no reason at all. There is no meaning. There is nothing. It's just a guy that wakes up, hops on a boat, finds a talking dog, a bird, and something else, and goes vanquishing demons just cause. And there is no meaning. There's really no meaning about that. Oh, so I've been told, at least by locals. So I don't know if either they're very stupid and they don't know what they talk about, or it really doesn't have a meaning, which is what I'm thinking, honestly.
Well, this might piss some people off when I say this, but it's often common, like especially in certain genres like cyberpunk, for Western writers and creators to use Japanese elements in their storytelling. Like when you watch Blade Runner or something, there's lots of Japanese stuff in the way they design the cities. But they don't do that just to make the reference. They're actually making a point, the sort of disconnect between humanity and technology, right? The sort of dystopian nature of everything becoming technologically focused and whatnot. So they are making the references, and they're using like places like Tokyo as a sort of a focal point or an artistic launching pad for creating the world. But they're not just using the references for the sake of using them. They're using those specific references for a reason, for storytelling and world building purposes. And the part that might piss people off is I feel like Western people use like Japanese sources better in their storytelling than Japanese sources use Western elements.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is the case. Yes.
I know that's bizarre to say, but I do feel like Western storytellers get more meaning out of the Japanese elements of their storytelling than the Japanese do, vice versa.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably the reason why I don't play Japanese games anymore, mostly. And probably also why most Japanese games are trying so hard to be more Western, like the Souls games. Even Final Fantasy 16 now, it's way more Western than the previous ones.
Well, even... Yeah, other than the designs, like Tales of Arise gave me that feeling too. It felt like it was more Western in terms of its content.
They're trying to catch that sort of different vibe, because there isn't really much to say about the Japanese stuff in general. and again, like you said, it's going to piss some people off because they think Japan is sacred and whatnot. I live there, and I can tell you there is no meaning in anything. You can tell that we in the West, take this for granted. But the fact that society was so Christianized until a couple of centuries ago, that has a lot of impact in the way we do things now. And you go to Japan where religion is basically nothing, like it's not important at all. And you do feel that like things are made without thinking and without the importance that we might give to something, that they do not want to understand things. They don't care. Also because they think everything is godly, so they cannot understand it, so why even trying? For us, it's different. It's different. One of the benefits, and I know I'm going to get criticized for this, but I don't care. People always put Christianity and I'm not advocating Christianity. I'm just saying that people usually criticize Christianity versus science. In fact, because of Christianity, because we separated God from the known reality, we decided that we can actually know reality. And so that's what sparked all the revolutions in science that we had in the West. In Japan, they did not have any revolution like that because they think everything is God, pretty much. And so it's like, well, I don't know. It's just like that. And that's why they don't even want to, explore more. There is no trying to find some meaning. It's just like that. And then obviously it's reflected in stories because nowadays it's even worse. It's like everything's entertainment. So let's make a story of some kind. But it doesn't need to have a meaning because we don't have an inherent meaning that we're looking for. So that's my O2. Well, that's going to get me banned.
No, I think that's definitely part of the explanation. But the other part, which is related to what you're saying, has to do with like general literacy, right? Yeah. And the reason why I talk about that in terms of religion is because of the invention of the printing press was because of the Protestant Revolution, where people were like, I want to read the Bible for myself and go through the text myself. And so they printed off all of the Bibles for people to individually read. Yeah. And that in turn spurred a general sense of literacy where people wanted to read more and more and parse through texts and understand the meaning behind them. And that's why, when you think of the great novels of the world, it's not even close. I'm sorry, it's true. The West has produced the greatest novels in the world. That isn't to say that Asian countries don't, but I mean, when you think of the great Asian novels, it's like Water Margin, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, things like that. But it's like really, Journey to the West.
There isn't much.
It's really like, it's pretty much like 4 great novels that you can think of, at least, in terms of like, say, China and whatnot. Yeah. But when you're thinking about like, and I think this is relating to a point we made the other day, which is like when it comes to Asiatic languages and the difficulty you have with actually reading texts in that language. I think that's one reason why there isn't like a great proliferation of novels. But I also think part of it is just the spirit too. Like you're saying, the industrious spirit of the West, the bifurcation of sort of religious attitudes and natural reality, and wanting to understand natural reality and the mechanisms behind why things work. That's something that we're interested in. We don't want to just say that this system exists. We want to say this system exists, but we want to understand what causes it to operate the way that it does. And that's what allows us to parse through text. And that's why we take the things we find, the things we think, and we put them into words so other people can absorb them. And I do feel like when you look at like Asian countries, there's much less of that attitude.
There is way less of that attitude, like way less. You guys might be seeing a little bit of mess here. I'm trying to save a version of this that I can actually open with Psy, but it was not CMYK, no, RGB. There you go. All right. Sorry for that. But yeah, wish someone... Oh, hey, Yoel, man. Hey, thanks for joining. How's it going? How is Final Fantasy X-2 going? We're trying to complete Shiva here. Thank you very much for being here. Just switching programs.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
That is Industrial Media Magic, by the way. So, you're gonna ink Shiva here. And yeah, we were talking about a few... things related to stories and storytelling. which
Essentially
might
racy subjects, no pun intended.
yeah, might piss some people off probably, because I lived in Japan. I live in Japan basically every now and then, like half a year, and so we're trying to understand like why some stories and tales from Japan feel so thrown together, stuff like that. Oh yeah, probably triggering for some people, but that's fine. I would rather have an interesting conversation than, say whatever everyone else says. So, okay, so I want to edit the eyes a little bit.
Yeah, and to clarify before anyone tries to make the point, we're not saying that this is true for all individuals.
Of course, obviously.
We're talking about general cultural attitudes, though.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's hard to deny when you look at practical reality.
Absolutely. So, Elman asked, how do these drawings start? So let me go back and see if I still have sketches. Okay, so this is how they start. Like very loose sketches of different poses. Obviously this one on the bottom right is the one I chose. Then I refine them. I choose some. Then I refine them a little bit. I start adding stuff more and more until I come up with something that's a little more logical. Then I scale it up. Then I define it a little more. Then I scale it up more. And when it's about this size, I make a mannequin just to make sure that proportions are right and stuff like that. And I fix it. Oh, what happened? Okay, it was a thunder. I also draw the other side just in case to make sure that everything does not compenetrate. About Shiva especially. And then I just clean it up. And now I'm gonna ink it. So, which one was it? Which one was the last one, by the way? This. There you go. Like your level of detail. Looks crazy. Oh, it's gonna be more of that. More than that. But thank you. Show. Here. Yes. Chase, what do you think about the gaze? Should she look somewhere else? Like looking down or something? Maybe not like that though. I did not dislike the gaze in principle, but what do you think? Something like that, maybe looking down? If you're still there, am I still connected? Are you still there? Probably disconnected. Okay, so are we talking old literature or like new literature? All of it, I guess in general. I assume you're referring to the previous conversation we were having until a minute or so ago before Chase died. I don't know if I wanted her to look down. This is not too bad. Let me go see and then go back so that I can compare them. So either she looks towards us or she looks down. So should she look down or towards us? I can get rid of these, I think. Welcome back, Chase. If you're back. Nope, I cannot. I cannot see your green.
Okay.
Oh, what happened?
No, I had to step away and
okay.
I got some clothes on Prime Day and wanted to try them real quick.
Oh, okay. It's fine.
Just to make sure they fit.
Yeah, understandable. No. All right. So, what was I saying? So yeah, Daniel was asking, are we talking old literature or like new?
Doesn't matter.
Right, that's what I said. Yeah, because I mean, you can consider writing for some games. It's still writing, right? So it's modern. And as we said a while ago, there are no major interesting literary compositions from the East. Not that many. At least there are a few, but Most of them are just a little bit philosophical, like the Tao Te Ching, maybe, and like you said, Journey to the West, and others, but not as many. Like, come on, the Western literature is filled with a lot of great pieces. So it's not to be racist, just even just counting them is gonna make you notice that we have been more prolific here. Also, I would argue it's also because of how easy it is to write with our alphabet. So, and variations, so it could be Cyrillic, Greek, or
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying
Latin.
earlier. It's the part of it is the constraints of the languages themselves, but that's not the whole story. A lot of it has to do with the people themselves as well, the general cultural attitudes that they have.
Yeah. Chase, do you prefer looking down or looking towards us in terms of gaze for Shiva? I kind of like looking towards us. It's a little more easy to connect with her. Although she's a queen, so might look more distant and better if she's looking down towards something.
If you're just making a general sketch, then I don't think there's any problem with her looking at the camera. I don't think, but was Ifrit not looking at the camera? I don't remember.
I don't know. It doesn't have pupils in general, so.
Well, what way is? I guess the face was facing towards the camera, but I think he might have been looking a bit to the
No,
right.
looking a bit to the side, yeah. I don't know. You know, I'm gonna leave them like this for now. Eventually, I can change the ink real quick. So we'll see. This is the ice. I'm gonna have to move the ice when I'm done with the ink, but I'm gonna do them separately. So, all right.
What a
Long
shame!
journey. It's if
I
you
will
do
not
2
be
hours.
getting my new keyboard until Friday.
Oh, it sucks. Hey, Fiddle. What is up, bro?
I really want to test it out.
I can imagine that. I might want to make this a little bigger. No, probably not. What if I flip it horizontal? It's still looking good. Yeah. I don't have any major concern. I'm gonna have to fill this area with some stuff, but yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's raining like hell. Actually, the manholes popped up like from the street around here last night because it rained so much. So it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Where's my reference?
I love it when companies put like little tubes in a giant box, so you open it up and there's just a little tube in one corner and it's just filled with nothing in the rest. Great use
How
of space.
awesome is that? It's awesome. Actually, no, I don't want it. Man, if I screw up the girl here, I'm gonna have a lot of people complain.
I think you screwed up many girls in your life.
I mean, if I screw up the drawing of this, not that many. It's the right number, the right amount. Okay, let's try this. I'm trying to muster the energy to draw a waifu from the Grand Blue drawings. Yes, Fiddle. LOL.
I love when I buy
LOL.
things off of Amazon and I read the instructions and you can tell that the person that wrote them was not an English speaker or not native.
Oh, absolutely. Like my rice cooker here, you can tell that it was not an English speaking person. Like there were so many mistakes. It's pretty weird. It's pretty weird. You know what? I'm gonna add something here. I wanted to have a banana looking type of bang for a specific reason. I'm gonna tell you later.
It may take up to 3 months of daily use for results to appear. Well, this is only a 1 month supply. That's BS.
For what?
It's adapalene gel for acne treatment.
Okay.
Because I've noticed I've been getting acne on my forehead recently, which
Mhm.
I haven't had for quite a while. I don't know if it's
Maybe
my
because it's
diet
hot.
causing it to show up or what.
Maybe because it's hot.
That's true as well. It could be the sweat on my skin
Oh,
causing
it
it
happens to me all the
show up.
time when it gets hot. I start getting like pimples and stuff on the forehead. It's pretty annoying. It's pretty annoying. I don't have pimples. My skin is blue. Do I want the eyebrows to be curved? No, maybe the other way.
My skin does not react well to extreme weather changes. I remember not this winter, but last winter, it's very common in wintertime for me to get cold sores, just exposing my
here.
lips
Yeah.
to the cold air, that kind of thing. I once had 2 cold sores, one on my top lip, one on the bottom lip at the same time,
sucks.
and it drove me nuts.
That sucks. Yeah, I imagine that. I have a tendency to develop frostbites on my feet because I got poor. I sit all day. I got poor circulation. In winter, at least. Now I would like to have cold feet. I would love that. It's hot. But on average, I just get them in winter, which is very not nice.
I don't think I get frostbitten on my feet too often, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. I remember I went to Japan, and I had them, right, obviously, the first winter. And so I'm like, okay, I'm tired of this. I'm gonna go to the doctor, and it's a dermatologist, basically, more or less. Let's call him dermatologist. And he looked at them, and I was like, oh, well, I think it's just your thigh, no, your thighs, your shin skin is too dry. So I'm gonna just put some cream on them. I'm like, what? Like, Jesus, seriously? Just tell me to drink more if that's the case. Not like just I don't. That was not the issue, obviously. It's just that I don't move in winter, pretty much. But man, it was one of those doctors with the. Have you seen in anime that sort of? It's like a big wooden box with small drawers, like very small drawers made of wood. Still, they're very very Japanese looking, and they keep all sorts of things inside. That kind of.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of thing. He pulled, he searched something and then pulled out a piece of paper and said, oh yeah, like he really looked. It was totally like an anime situation. Is it raining inside? Hold on a second. Oh shit! Hold on a second. I gotta check if it's raining inside. Shit, it is. Hold on. Damn.
Well, I am taking over the chat. This is my stream now.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna close the other window that I just opened.
It is raining inside Nemo's house because they kept the windows open. So yeah, guys, be sure to check out Vikanauts when it releases. To be determined. I am currently doing some coding
Looks
on it
like we
right
got
now.
another storm. The good news is my internet still worked today, and it's still working now. So sorry about that. Hopefully it was not too noisy. I had to pull up the net I have for mosquitoes. It's a little noisy. Sorry for that.
So it's raining through the windows.
Yeah. I have like shutters, like classic mountain shutters, and so they're made of wood, and they were like half open, and it was raining inside. Now I'm gonna see if even with I have the window open and the shutters closed, but if it's still raining like hell, like last night when it was hailing, I'm gonna have to close everything, because it was pouring like hell, like really badly yesterday. So. Oh, your computer crashed. Perfect.
Well,
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, actually, my computer is it's telling me to update. Whenever there's a Windows update, I hold my breath.
And rightfully so.
Because you know,
Yes.
if you turn your computer back on, if it'll ever work again.
Yup. Oh man, I still regret that update that messed up my arc, my graphics card basically. It never went back to how it was when I bought the computer, but whatever. Okay, I have to close the window, sorry.
No, dog. Don't eat my pomade.
It's literally raining through the net. God damn. I get the shutters, the net, and it's raining through that. Okay, I'm gonna feel pretty hot now. Hooray. But should be no more interruptions unless my power goes out or internet goes out. Hey yo, Emperor Cheese. How goes it?
Emperor of Sleaze, welcome to the chat.
Emperor of Slay.
I'll be right back. I gotta put my beauty supplies away.
Okay. How are you doing, Emperor of Sneeze? Or Squeeze? I need a new window here. We started inking Shiva. And hopefully we can get to a good point today. I might adjust the face a little bit. She's looking at us right now, but I might change it. I'm okay, except the heavy rain. I had to close the window now because it was raining through all my protection layers. So unfortunately. Unfortunately. You like the rain? Yeah, it was actually hailing pretty bad yesterday. It broke parts of my wall. It was like golf balls basically. So it was not great. Not great, sir. Maybe I don't want this decoration here, probably. Yeah, I don't know. That's a big concern. Usually think of tornadoes. Oh, we don't have tornadoes here. In the mountains, it's impossible. But it's still concerning. You know, hail is pretty devastating. I had lunch with a friend today, and he said